In this lesson, we're going to write equations of parallel lines. Remember in a previous lesson that we learned that two parallel lines have the same slope. All right, example number 3. How do I write an equation of a parallel line to the given point? So we're going to write an equation of a line that passes through this particular point, 2, 6, and it's going to be parallel to that line, y is equal to negative x plus 2. All right, so first of all, let's identify the slope of our given line. All right, and now we're looking for a line that's going to be parallel to this line, and it's going to go through the point 2, 6. All right, so let's identify the slope of our new line. It's going to be parallel, so it's going to have the same slope. Once you've got that, X off your original equation, because now we're looking for one that is going to be parallel to that one, but it goes through this point 2, 6. And remember, we always need two things to write an equation. We need to find that slope, we need to find the y-intercept. Well, in this case, we're not given the y-intercept, but we are given a point. We're given an x and we're given a y. And remember earlier in chapter 5 that we had learned that if we're not given the y-intercept but we're given a slope and a point, that we can substitute and solve for y. Because in every equation we're looking for y is equal to mx plus b. And we plug in what we know and we solve for what we don't. So we know that we have this slope of negative 1. And we also know that we have a y which is equal to 6. And an x which is equal to 2, and now what we're looking for then is the y-intercept of our new equation. So we'd have negative 2 plus b is equal to 6, and then we're going to add 2. So we know that b is equal to then 8. So now once we have those two things, we have the slope, we have the y-intercept, we can now write our new equation, which is y is equal to, we have a slope of negative 1, x, and then plus 8. All right, so we have another one. We have y is equal to 2/3 x plus 1. All right, so first of all, we have to identify that slope of our original equation, which is 2/3. And we know that our new line that's going to go through the point 9, 2 is going to have a slope of 2/3. All right, once we have this, get rid of this original line because it's going to be confusing. So now you can see that you have a point. You have a point 9, 2. And so y is equal to mx plus b, and we have a y that's 2, we have a slope that's 2/3 times an x which is 9 plus b. All right, 2/3 of 9 is equal to 6. And b is going to be equal to negative 4. So now, once you have an equation, once you have the slope, once you have the y-intercept, you know that a line that is going to be parallel to this original line, remember here's our original line right here, it's y is equal to 2/3 x plus 1. Now we have a new line, but it's going to go through the point 9, 2, and we have the y is equal to 2/3 x minus 4. So notice they have the same slope, but they have different y-intercepts. All right, number 3. So we're going to write an equation again. And we have, first of all, we don't know what the slope of this is because we need to solve for y. So let's minus a 2x. And y is equal to negative 1 minus 2x. All right, so that's our original line. And let's take a look on this one. Let's look at what this is going to look like on a graph. All right, so we have a slope of negative 2. So for our new equation then, that a line that's going to be parallel to this line right here, but it's going to go through this point here, we know is going to have a slope of negative 2. All right, so now we need to know what the y-intercept is. And again, before you do that, get rid of that because it's just going to make things complicated. You have a slope and you have a point. And so we have y is equal to mx plus b. Our y is negative 4. Our slope is negative 2. We have an x of negative 3. That's all from up here. Plus b. Negative 4 is equal to 6 plus b. And then I'm going to minus my 6, and our b is going to be equal to negative 10. So now once you have the slope, once you have the y-intercept, we can just plug it into our equation. And y is going to be equal to negative 2x minus 10. All right, and for our last example, again, make sure that you've solved for y. You cannot tell what the y-intercept is unless you've done that. I'm sorry, you can't tell what the slope is. Y is equal to negative 1 plus 6x. All right, so we're looking for a line that is going to be parallel to this line, and it's going to go through this point right here. So our slope of our new line is going to be equal to 6, and now again, just cross off that point because I do know that original line, because it is going to make things complicated. I get mixed up sometimes when all right, y is equal to mx plus b, because we need the two things to write an equation of a line. So I'm going to substitute in my 7 from this point up here is equal to our slope of 6. Our x is 1 plus b, and my b is equal to then 1. So our new equation of the line, y is equal to 6x plus 1 is going to be a line that is parallel to our original line, but it's going to go through this y-intercept. I'm sorry, it's going to go through this point. So they have the same slopes but different y-intercepts. So in this lesson, we took a look at how to take equations in a point and find a new equation